Good evening, Tradespooners. Let's take a look at today's pick for January 17th, 2014. We're going to look at a long position in Steel Dynamics. That's ticker symbol STLD. Let's take a look at our pick ratings here from Tradespoon. We have the risk reward rating at a level 4, which is about midway range between 1 and 10. And we have the value momentum on the upper end of the scale, which is at an 8. And again, you can see the description of how we come up with our value momentum score. So take an opportunity to read that. All you have to do is hover over the question mark. If you ever wanted to get deeper and you want to look at the analysis here from Tradespoon, we have great reports here. You can download those by just clicking on the icon, and you can get how we came up with our proprietary ratings on every single fundamental and technical component of this pick. Now, taking a look at the Steel Dynamics price action, ticker symbol STLD, the closing price right the night before the pick was at $18.65, and we're right off the 52-week highs of $18.50 and well off the 52-week lows of $12.02. We're looking at the implied vol at around 24.31, and we'll take a look at that in the implied volatility charts in just a moment when we get to the options pick. And the expiration of the options that we're going to look at are in 2/22, February 22nd. Let's take a look at the stock trade parameters and then move on to the options. First of all, we're looking to buy stock at a limit price of $18.65 or better. Now, you can put that in pre-market, or you can watch the market and place it when you see fit, but we're recommending an $18.65 entry price. Target gain is going to be $2.60 higher, which basically gets you out right around $21, so you can put a sell limit out, good till cancel at around $21. And your stop loss is going to be, or in other words, your max risk is $2.60, so that would be $2.60 lower, which would get you at a stop loss of $16.05, and you put that in good till cancel, and you'll have both these orders working, your profit target and your risk limit right there as a sell stop. Now, your options trade, we're looking to buy the February of 2014 $18 calls. We want to put in a limit of $1 or better, and our target gain is going to be $1 higher from our entry price, which would get us out in our entry of $1 at $2. So we're going to put a sell limit good till cancel $2, and we're willing to risk $1 per contract. And again, as we've noted before in the past, please use appropriate size management. In other words, 1 to 5% on your stock pick, and probably somewhere between those parameters, around 5% to maybe 7.5%. For you really small accounts, you could go maybe as high as 10%, but be prudent on that, which means that you're probably doing anywhere from between 1 and 5 contracts for your smaller accounts, so be prudent on that. For your spread traders, and for those of you that are option traders single leg, take a look at the spread call. We want to keep our long bias by buying the $18 calls that expire in February for $1, but we're going to reduce that purchase price by 45 cents by selling the 19 calls for 45 cents. That gets us into a net debit of 45 cents for the total position, which means that that's our total risk. That's why you see the max loss of 45 cents. Our max profit is going to be 55 cents. That is if the underlying is at $19 or higher at expiration. Now, what is the trade-off here between the spread and the long call? Well, basically, we're capping our profit potential up above $19. And again, if you have never traded one of these spreads before, place it virtually. While you're participating in one of the other picks, you can actually go through and virtually trade this particular position here at Tradespoon using our proprietary virtual trade. As I had mentioned, we talked a little bit about the volatility analysis here. And you can see from the volatility chart, with the stock price being the red line, the historic volatility being the blue line, and the implied volatility being the green line, we see down on the table that the implied volatility is right off of the lows for the 52-week range at 24.70. And that's just telling us that basically right now the market is not pricing in much as far as violent movement. We've seen that the stock has been trending upwards for the most part for the last year, and specifically for the last 6 months. It has been tapering off a little bit here, so we're keeping an eye on that, but it's right at those key support levels. And as I had noted, the implied volatility is not indicating a potentially big anticipation of a move. And one last thing is if you actually go into the options chains, you can actually price out what the market's actually pricing out for STLD as far as potential movement. How we can do that is if we actually go in and we actually look at the straddle strangle markets. Now, what is a straddle? It's the same strike call and put. So right now with the stock trading at $18.39, we're going to look at the $18 calls and the $18 puts. And this is the ask price for both those. That's the straddle. We're also going to take the next strikeout put, which would be the 17 puts, and the next strikeout call. We're going to take those four offers, add those together, and then we're going to divide that by 2. That basically is pricing in right now with a 50% probability of a possible move around $1.02. Now, whether that's up or down, we don't know. We just know that they're pricing in the potential for a $1.02 move. Now, let's go back to the Tradespoon analysis page, and I will erase all of the drawings that I had done earlier. And you can see that we still have our proprietary stock charts that you can look at the price action for STLD. Key stock events. Make sure that you're keeping abreast of this particular section because this will give you both technical and fundamental indication. Specifically, we're going to point out earnings and other events that would fundamentally potentially move the stock. And news and commentary is always right here and updated as we see those particular elements come across the wires. If you ever need help, you can email us at info@tradespoon.com. And as always, keep an eye on our recent picks and the performance page by just clicking on either See Recent Picks or Performance. Well, this is our Tradespoon pick for January 17, 2014. Ticker symbol STLD, looking to go long. Take care, and we will see you tomorrow.